Yeah, man. We in here. Claim your inheritance. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna drop in on Bebop. We're gonna pull up on Bebop. See what's happening. It is. Uh, okay. After we watch this interview, we're gonna discuss how we came to the conclusion that March 17th is Happy New Year. So we're doing a countdown. Probably during the interview at 7:24. Okay. Just give me a moment to find the interview. Yeah. Hmm. There we go. Doo doo. Okay. Well, we got to wait for it to pop up. And while we're waiting, we're gonna get you to subscribe and hit the bell for this channel, Rebelah TV. He's the Rebelah. Okay. So y'all handle that, and I'll wait on the bell to ring on my phone. Then I'll tune into the show. While I'm doing that, I could be looking up uh, how we came to the conclusion that March 17th is the new year for you. Okay. Wants to shout out to Hebrews in the Hood. Hopefully their shows are going well. Okay. Let me find that thing for you. See, I was taught that the spring solstice marks the beginning of the year. You see, so you got the spring solstice, then you find the new moon, which is the dark moon, not the bright moon. Okay, the bright moon is clearly stated in the Bible as the sign for feasts, and the dark moon is the moon cycle from dark moon to dark moon. We call that the new moon, and this is why Passover is always on a full moon. I was debating with Ezra all morning. This guy thinks he knows everything. You can tell me the meaning of Hosea 1:11. He said, I'm in danger of losing my salvation for appointing myself as the president of the Israelites when every school leader uh, appointed themselves as the king of all Israelites on earth. So we have multiple kings. But I'm in danger of losing my salvation for being the president. That's amazing. You can't tell me how you visualize Hosea 1:11, and you cannot speak to me about it, about Hosea 1:11. It's clear as day. The only guy that agrees with every point that you make and then comes to a completely different conclusion from what from you. The only guy that I know that does that. I completely understand and I completely agree with everything you said. But my conclusion is that the bright moon is the new moon. Everybody, everybody I know gets eaten alive by Uncle Ty. When I went on Uncle Ty's show, he didn't do no such a thing at all. All he did was suggest that we go to Ghana and get permission to move to Ghana. So we went to Ghana and got permission to move to Ghana. That was some good advice. Well, we got 1,000 acres in Ghana, and we can move there anytime we want. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up some other kind of way because this thing is taking. All right, let's look up Google. Let's Google it, like polite say. You Google everything. That's because Google has everything on it. Okay, go to Google and let's go with they liked duration in our table. Okay, so here's one that I can use right here. But I do like the other one that I had yesterday because it shows a picture of of this of this it shows a picture of this instead of just words and numbers because it can be confusing like this. But when you go to the satanic winters, I mean the satanic spring solstice is March 20th every year, just about every year, like every 5 years it might change or something. Every 4 years I think it changes. I don't know how that goes. I don't really keep up with the satanic calendar. So now on March 17th you have March 18th. See, March 18th to March 17th you got 12 hours and 1 minute. You got 11 hours and 59 minutes of daylight. And so that's 12 hours of darkness. See what I'm saying? So we picked this one, March 17th, to be the new moon day. So that's day one. Then 6 days of work, seventh day you rest. So you add 7 to 17, you get 24. So on the 24th is the first day of rest. Okay. I think I'm doing it right. Let me look at my calendar. prefer 365. You can use any type of thing that you're most comfortable with. 365. It just seems easier and more pleasing to my eye. All right. Okay, so as you can see here, we have entered into um, the new moon phase already. So it's probably something like the 29th of the month or the 30th of of the month, the final month of the year. There's new moon now, and tomorrow it'll be the first. Say it's 29 days. Age of the moon is 29 days. So tomorrow will be the first silver. Percentage is 0. Tomorrow will be first silver. Maybe, maybe not. Let me try to get to the month to show you clear. Okay. All right. So as you can see, you got all that right there. Okay. So you got the moon. Then the first silver is on the 18th. That's why we choose the 17th as the first day of the month. So the 18th is the first work day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th is the Sabbath, the weekly Sabbath. So the weekly Sabbath always lines up with the first day of the month. So even though it counts like this, 1 at 8, 15, you see, we just keep up with the days that way. So it's 6 days of work and then the 7th day rest, like that. But we have to count. We can't count a day as day 0, so we have to, give it a value. So we give it the new moon the value of 1. Then the first silver is the second day. All right, so this is the 15th of the month, but it's the 14th. It's the 14th day. That's the proper way to count the days. So it's actually the 14th day. But just to keep it simple, we number every single day. Okay. So this is your 14th day. So this is the new year, and then you count 14 days, and you have Passover. The day before Passover is the 13th day of the month, and it is communion and the memorial for the woman who washed Hamashiach's hair with her feet. Okay, so then this goes for 8 days, right? So check this out. Okay, so this is the 8th day right here. So the first day is the 31st, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. That's how that works. So that's the 8th day. So this day right here, see how the moon phase lined back up. Now it's last quarter and first quarter. So it lines back up, and then starting at dawn, you start counting 7 weeks and then add a day to it. So when you know how to count the weeks, it's real easy. No problem. So you start counting Pentecost, but it's an interesting thing that happened here, right? The first day is March 31st. I mean, yeah, the first day of Passover is March 31st, and you got 7 days of unleavened bread, right? Or 2 days of Passover, 6 days of unleavened bread, something like that, right? So then this is very interesting because when this is the March 31st is the 15th, so that's the seventh day of the week. So this is the first day of the week, and this is the seventh day of the week. Okay, during Passover. So then this is the first day of the week after Passover. So when you read in the scriptures that Hamashiach rose on the third day, you can see it here clearly that he rose on the third day. And then most people say that the next day is Sunday. So therefore, he rose on Sunday. You see? Because they're still confused by the satanic calendar and the satanic timing of midnight to midnight. So that's incorrect. So he rose on the third day, and then you have to remember in the Gospels that the apostles were afraid of the Jews, saying that they were going to snitch on them and turn them into the Romans. So they stayed shut in until after the Sabbath. So somehow you guys imagine some type of Sabbath that happened during this time. I don't know how you figured that out. But then the true Sabbath is the whole Sabbath of Passover and unleavened bread. So then once that ended here, the first day of the week is the 8th. So early in the morning before dawn on the 8th, you see, is when the ladies went to the tomb. You see? So that's how that happened. So that's very interesting to note because it didn't happen the way most people think. Christians think that it happened from Good Friday to Sunday, which is only 2 days. Israelites think that it happened from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which is 3 days. Then he rose on Saturday, and then the first day of the week, being Sunday, he rose on Sunday morning. But they're confused because the true week is a whole 7 days. And so the first day of any week is the first day of every week. So it makes it very much clearer. You can't go by the satanic Gregorian calendar at all in order to comprehend this. You have to basically kind of forget it. It doesn't match up. It doesn't line up with how we told time back then. So I don't know where these guys are. Let's see. Let me look up their time because they were supposed to start at 5 o'clock. Mountain Standard Time, 5 Mountain Standard Time. Yeah, 7 o'clock. They're supposed to start at 7. I'm surprised. Okay. I know he's not like bro to be late. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong day. Maybe it's tomorrow. I'm talking about this guy is never late. So let me see when the actual time is. I know I got to be off. We brought interview tonight at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Check it out. Okay, see? Huh. It's not like them to be late. That's impossible. Maybe Rebelah TV is often late. We'll see shortly. What's up, baby? Yeah, man. We having a cookout today. He decided to cook out on New Year's. He didn't even know it was New Year's today. Amazing. Let's see. Rebel. Huh? I don't know what they're doing. I don't have a clue. So I'm just gonna go live again whenever they come back on. I really don't have much to talk about. I was gonna watch that interview and then discuss that with you. So soon as Rebel TV comes on, then I'll just come back on. All right, Shalom.